Good evening. Good evening, guys. How are you? Monday, Twitter recap. Yes, sir. 10 minutes of me, basically going quickly through what I've been posting during the day and retweeting. And yeah, so I will give my opinions on, what I've been seeing really. And as always, guys, like and subscribe to the channel, both here, on Twitter, YouTube, and on Substack if you want more detailed stock picks and more in-depth analysis from my part. This is where it happens. Check out the link in the bio right there. So good, 10 minutes. Let's dive into it here. The GDX on the monthly, a little bit of a fun note there, but again, we could be breaking a roughly 20-year trend line here or trend channel. And the good thing is, or the things that is even more bullish is we have been breaking this 15-year wedge, breaking out, back testing, trying to take out the highs from 2020, the breakout high. It doesn't take much, guys, to really have these miners going ballistic. And yes, it's a big word, I know, but truly a great moment here. And in my opinion, a great investments once we start to trade basically where we are and a little bit higher, then we should have taken that horizontal level as well. Yet another nail in the coffin, Fantastic. Today's signal and alert video has been given to the members. We are looking at IPI, Defiance, Upflow, ASB, oil, yes, oil, Lightbridge, and IPI. I mentioned that twice. Anyway, members has been informed of the setup, the risks and the rewards, the targets, and all that good stuff in the Substack community. Simon here. Again, I've been following Simon, I think almost ever since I started the YouTube, excuse me, the X or Twitter stuff. So Simon here. So the only real way of trying to build a roadmap of the gold bull market is by using 8-cycle format. Again, Simon, from what I recall, is a really good cycle guy, so definitely worth a follow. Fib extensions, and this is why I have been saying gold has at least yet another 5 years of bull market ahead of us. I believe the next year it's starting to get really, really interesting. So again, long-term view here, Fibonacci levels, and this is basically his roadmap. So we will have a good, 2025 here, hitting roughly 4K, pulling back to maybe 3K, maybe 3.5, depending on where that is, 3.2, and then we launch for a mega shot to roughly 10K. I have my target at like 8K, for that move, so or 7K, 8K, so I'm completely, on board this one here. And then a deep pullback, of course. Again, nothing goes in a straight line. So from like 9K, 9.5 down to 6.5, and then we get the next pump there over 10K in like 5 years time, give or take. So big numbers, but again, we are also in a period where inflation will remain high. Therefore, the loss of purchasing power will disintegrate, and that is when gold and silver, yes, strives. Me here again, the silver on a 12 monthly, so 1 year line chart. Silver on a 1 year closing basis, peaking above its 45-year resistance line. So this is the 1980s. This is the 2011. You can even see here that 2020 was a massive wick on a closing basis, and now we're looking above there. So remember, this is a yearly chart, so long time frame stuff here, and that to me is a beautiful cup and handle. You have seen it multiple times. It points to way higher prices for silver, well into the triple digit. Yes, triple digits, at least, way into the triple digits when this thing is over. And yeah, it's going to be one for the books in my view here. Oil, USD, WGI on the monthly. So oil is poised for a significant move. On a monthly closing basis, we are in for a major shift in either direction. So big breakout here, flagging. Most of the times you break to the upside. And with today's candle and the buy signal that I've made on oil, it could be the start. Again, we don't know until we start to break out of the wedge. But again, we put in a low and we took a horizontal line on the shorter time frames today on oil. Check that out again on the Substack. And yeah, this is a 4-5 year compression. And either way, it's going to be a big move. And since we have been breaking the long-term downtrend here and consolidating, most of the time we break higher. We break to the upside. Could we see, like a false breakdown here and catch people off guard? Sure, but then we should see that big move. The only caveat, again, with regarding to the downside is a big, deflation or big, prices that could send oil lower again. I say could. Until that is proven, I'm definitely in the camp that either way, if we break straight up or we have a false breakdown, that oil is going to, go way higher. Copper here on a different chart. In this case, it's like a momentum chart. Momentum is tightening on the weekly 200 momentum for the copper with a possible breakout from that golden wedge. So 20 years of wedge. Beautiful, beautiful setup, by the way. That copper prices could soon accelerate sharply, and I don't believe we are far off from that critical point. So you can see how close we are, like 20%. So again, this is momentum. We have the price up here, but once we start to break momentum, that's when things start to accelerate, because you all of a sudden have, in this case, 20 years worth of momentum built up that is breaking out. So copper, when and if that happens, should be on your radar, and you should be, in my opinion, of course, starting to invest into copper miners. Good. What else? What else during the day here? Silver, also momentum-wise, 2011 high, 2020, 2024. We are pretty, again, I just hate that I didn't align the top or the wicks there completely, but it is what it is. We are very, very close to a big momentum breakout for silver. When that happens, you can expect I wouldn't say choppy, but the bit of a grinding upwards here starts to be a lot more steep once we unleash the momentum. And that could happen at any moment for silver once we start to trade north of, like, let's call it, what's that, 1.4 in the momentum ratio here. So, yeah. What else do we have here? We can take the oil here. Again, this was the setup, the short-term setup for oil. Roughly 2-3 months worth of channel here got broken today, and we closed above the horizontal level there at 68 and change. To me, this is a big, like a local bottom here with, at least in my opinion, a move to like 73 or so. Big resistance at that point in time, but big low here, it seems, for oil. Yeah, oil. Bitcoin could pop here with that internal rail, and the internal rail is this one here, all the way down on the 6-hourly chart. This will take us back to the $91,500. That is the big breakdown level here. So you have a downsloping trend line here, like a channel resistance, and the 91.5K. When we get there, we should see a pullback, and long-term bullish can't happen until we take these two out. It is plain simple. And we did pop today, by the way. We did break that trend line. I think we were at like 88 or something. Good. That is all. Again, the U.UN laramide, a lot of uranium signals today. Check that out. Substack. Have a great day, guys. It's been a pleasure. Cheers, guy.